Happy Tuesday and welcome to EV Live. My name is Steph and I'm one of the EV specialists here at General Motors Live Electric Vehicle Studio. Now we're here to answer those EV questions that you may have. You can join us for a one-on-one session and ask questions about charging at home, charging on the go, planning those road trips, any of the general EV ownership questions that may be coming to mind. We're here to help you out. Now you can find us in the US at evlive.gm.com and in Canada at evlive.gmca. We're also available 5 days a week. We're here Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and then also Friday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and that is Eastern Standard Time. Now, if it's your first time joining us for one of these group tours, I did also want to let you know that I'm not going to be able to see you or hear you at any point during the presentation. So be sure to sit back and relax. And that being said, if you want to communicate with me, there is a chat box found at the bottom left side of the screen. You can go ahead and utilize that to type your questions in. There's a little bit of a lag between when you type them and when I see them, so don't wait till the end to get those questions in. Now, I'm really excited. Today, I'm going to be talking all about the latest technology in electric vehicle evolution, which is none other than our Ultium platform. That's right. I'm going to be talking all about General Motors' latest EV propulsion system. Now, I'm going to go ahead and grab my camera and let's get started. Now we can make this really fun and interactive. Type in the chat box where you're joining me from, and I'll be sure to give you a shout out as we are live. Transitioning to all electric vehicles is central to our vision of a zero emissions future. Did you know that GM has been creating electric vehicles for over 25 years? That's right, our first EV was created in 1996 and it was named the EV1. It was the first mass-produced and purpose-designed electric vehicle from a major automaker. Now, it only had about 50 miles or 80 kilometers of electric range, but it was pretty impressive during the time. And then in 2011, we unveiled the Chevy Volt, part gas, part electric, featuring an 18.4 kilowatt-ion battery pack. Then in 2017, we unveiled the award-winning Chevy Bolt, which really set the benchmark for long-range, affordable, fully electric EVs. Now, I've been walking around our latest EV propulsion system, and that is the Ultium platform. So when we unveiled this platform, it was during March. It was EV Week in 2021, and we shared that we'd be investing $20 billion and offering 30 new EVs globally by 2025. And I want to check in here and say hello. Welcome in, Matt. I see you're joining us from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Welcome in, Ryan. I see you're coming from Chevrolet in Nashville, Illinois. And I see Reno is joining us from Smyrna, Delaware. Awesome. We have CJ coming in from Westchester, Pennsylvania, and Lenny as well from Westchester. Very cool. Welcome in, guys. Welcome to EV Live. Again, my name is Steph. I'm going to be your EV specialist if you're just joining us. I do want to welcome you all into the Ultium platform explained. Now, I'm going to start off by talking about the battery. It's kind of the star of the show. So that area right there that's covered in copper, that is the battery pack. That's where the energy is stored. Now, there are three major dimensions to the Ultium platform. There's the battery, then there's also the electric drive units and our unique architecture. This is an all-wheel drive performance vehicle. It's actually, those of you joining us, do we have anybody from Cadillac? You notice the crest there. This is actually for the Cadillac Celestiq. So panning up here, we have on the screen those cells. Now the cells load into our modules, and those modules load directly into the battery pack. The battery pack is integrated into the vehicle and it doubles as a structural element. We can place 12 or 24 cells inside of each of those modules. So we're seeing those load right into the battery pack. Now, the cells we saw are large format pouch type cells that can be stacked vertically or horizontally inside the battery pack, which really optimizes battery energy and storage and layout for each of our vehicle's designs. Those cells were 23 by 4 by 0.4 inch pouch type cells, which are denser than cylindrical cells, and each of our modules weigh about 3 pounds. Now, each of the cells have a gross energy capacity of about 0.37 kilowatt hour. To give you a reference there, that battery that we all have in our vehicle now, the 12-volt battery is about 1 kilowatt hour. Now, when you're shopping around for an EV, you may see kilowatt hour mentioned, and what they're speaking to is the amount of energy that can be held inside the battery pack. So I think kilowatt hour, the H stands for held, so kilowatt hour can be stored in the battery pack there. Now, each of our battery packs will have a usable capacity between 50 kilowatt hour containing 144 cells, all the way up to 200 kilowatt hour containing 576 cells, enabling over 400 miles of range or 640 kilometers. So really, really great long range is possible with our platform. Now, taking a look at the pack here, I want to point out that we have a few different designs here. Now, this is for the low roof, ultra luxury bespoke vehicle that I talked about with Cadillac, but our multi-layer battery pack is utilized for our low roof vehicles. Now, we also have a single layer battery pack option. That'll be used for our crossovers and mid-size SUVs. And then we have our double stacked Ultium platform. That's for our larger SUVs, pickup trucks, as well as commercial vehicles. So in a second, I'll be able to show you guys one of our commercial vehicles that also utilize the double stacked Ultium platform. And that is the Zevo 600 that we're seeing there, shares the same system. We're utilizing that across the GM lineup. All right, and we're seeing a product specialist walk into the frame here. We are live here in the studio, and we give one-on-one presentations 5 days a week. All right, now I did want to share that the cell manufacturing is backed by a joint venture with GM and LG Energy Solutions, and our cells are going to be built in the U.S. We are building them in Lordstown, Ohio, Spring Hill, Tennessee, and my hometown, Lansing, Michigan. Battery chemistry is nickel, cobalt, manganese, and aluminum. And by adding aluminum, we were able to reduce the cobalt. Now, this is a big deal because cobalt is an extremely precious mineral. And by reducing it, we can make our EVs more economically. So we've actually made them with 70% less cobalt. Our modules are able to take over-the-air updates and upgrades. They do constant health checks using our vehicle intelligence platform and our battery management system. So this system is easier to repair as well as upgrade. In addition to that, something else that makes our system unique is we've taken out about 90% of the electric wires, which is an industry first. Taking out those wires makes it so we have more room in our battery packs for more cells so that we can achieve those longer ranges. Now, speaking of long range vehicles, in our studio we have all fully electric vehicles. Walking past Bright Drop here, this is the Zevo 600, named for its 600 cubic square feet of storage. And it's a pretty impressive vehicle here. We're going to be seeing more and more of those on the road. Now, I'm walking up to our Chevy Silverado EV work truck, which has some really great long range capability. But I'm going to go ahead and take this moment to catch up on the chat box. I want to welcome in Matthew joining us from Asheville, North Carolina, Chevrolet. And Justin from Clinton Township, Michigan. Whoop, whoop, I've been there. We have Jessica joining us from Berlin, Maryland, it looks like. Very cool. And Corbin joining us from Salt Lake Valley, Chevrolet. Very cool. Well, welcome in, team. So taking a look at this vehicle, it really demonstrates our long-range capability that is available with the Ultium platform. This vehicle can get up to 450 miles of range or 720 kilometers of range. So really, really great long range is possible. You can get up to 10,000 pounds of towing capability. And it does have up to 785 pound-feet of torque and 754 horsepower. This vehicle is actually our most aerodynamic full-size pickup truck, so extremely impressive there. Most aerodynamic across the GM lineup. Now I'm taking a step back here because the next pillar of the Ultium platform is Ultium architecture. So I wanted to make sure we saw the full wheelbase. Now the Ultium platform is laid low directly between those two wheel wells. So it is the double stacked Ultium platform that we are utilizing here. Now truck people know we typically have a construction called body on frame. Our vehicles utilize something called body frame integral, meaning the battery pack doubles as a structural element to stiffen the feel of the drive and gives a really nice low center of gravity. Now, our Ultium architecture eliminates significant physical constraint associated with adopting electric propulsion within a conventional vehicle architecture. There are high-strength steel crossbar rails that do increase the rigidity and stiffen the vehicle to provide robust battery protection. It also integrates the battery as a structural element which saves weight and adds chassis strength that enhances ride handling and safety. With fewer moving parts and no need to design around gas tanks, radiators, engines, or exhaust pipes, our battery packs can be arranged to optimize height and length of the vehicle for aerodynamics, aesthetics, comfort, drive, feel, and storage. So I want to take this moment to point out another huge benefit of driving an electric vehicle is that additional space that you have that's possible. Because of course, if we're not designing around all those different configurations, there are more space in the vehicles when comparing them to their gas or ICE counterparts, ICE meaning internal combustion engine. Now another huge benefit is that potential for having an e-trunk. And this vehicle is one that offers that. That is the trunk in the front, the functional space, which in this case is 303 liters or 10.7 cubic feet of cargo. You can tow up to, or you can store up to 400 pounds in this area. We can throw anything from groceries, maybe camping gear, shopping right here in the front without taking away from the comfort of the cabin or the bed. So huge benefit there. Really brings a new meaning to the phrase, what's under the hood, right? You could have almost anything underneath here. Now this does bring us to our third pillar of the Ultium platform, which is Ultium Drive. Now that is our highly flexible EV propulsion system that uses 3 different motor designs and 5 drive units across the GM lineup, delivering front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, and performance all-wheel drive. In fact, we can place as many as 3 of our electric drive units in a single vehicle. Taking a look at the screen there on the left side, that vehicle is the Hummer GMC EV pickup truck, and that was the first vehicle to receive the Ultium platform. That vehicle has options of 3 separate 255 kilowatt electric motors, yielding a GM estimated 1,000 horsepower, giving you that 0 to 60 in just 3 seconds. So super impressive there. There's really lots of options for everyone with the Ultium platform, something for everyone. Now I am getting ready to wrap up this presentation on the Ultium platform explained. So now's an excellent time to go ahead and get those questions into the chat box for me so that I will be able to see them before I wrap. But I do also want to mention that with our system, you get a very robust warranty. You're going to get a really great 8-year or 100,000 mile or 160,000 kilometer warranty standard with your purchase or lease of purchase of our electric vehicles there. So that's going to be standard and give additional peace of mind for ownership. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and take this moment to look at the chat box, but I did also want to share, I know that was a lot of information. We very purposely created this family of drive units and motors that have segment-leading efficiency, power delivery, and torque density, utilizing our 25+ years of EV production experience across the GM lineup. Now, I'm not seeing any questions pop up here into the chat box. Ah, okay, I see one coming here. Corbin's asking about the Silverado RST. I'm going to say hang tight and definitely stay connected with our Chevrolet website for more information on that. Release dates are changing, and it does depend on the dealership, so we also recommend staying up to date with your dealer. So yes, hang tight and stay tuned on that, Corbin. Great question. well, I'm going to go ahead and walk in front of the camera. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And again, it was a pleasure hosting you here in our EV Live studio. I want to invite each of you back to join another one-on-one session. We are available 5 days a week. We're here Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and then also Friday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We can be found at evlive.gm.com in the U.S. and evlive.gmca in Canada. I also want to share, if you like this format of group tour, at 7 p.m. we're going to be doing another one on the EV public charging experience, so feel free to join us to learn more about planning those road trips and how to charge on the go. Again, my name is Stephanie. It was a pleasure hosting you. And as always, I want to invite you to look forward to a future with zero crashes, zero emissions, and zero congestion. Thank you, and I hope you have an amazing day.